I think one of the reasons many people remain stuck with Bach Flower Remedies is because we often work with them in a more superficial way. Even practitioners, we learn the keywords, we do case studies, we memorize the descriptions, we match symptoms to the remedies, but sometimes nobody really helps us to explore the deeper layers of human experience. And perhaps that is where the real healing begins. So today I want to make a very short video and simply offer another perspective. Not because my way is the only way, not because I want to criticize something, but because perhaps this little shift in perspective may help you see yourself and the remedies and your clients, if you're working with them, a little differently. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a Bach Flower practitioner and vibrational healer, and on this channel we explore emotional healing, spiritual growth, and of course practical ways to work with Bach Flower Remedies. And if you feel stuck in your healing journey, or maybe you feel stuck in your practice and you would like some guidance, I warmly invite you to join one of my free masterclasses. It's live, so don't forget to come if you sign up. We meet together in a small group and you leave with insights, with practical tools that you can use for yourself or for your clients. And with your first step forward, you'll also leave with your own personal remedy formula. And at the end of the webinar, you'll have the opportunity to ask me anything during the live Q&A. I will also extend you a special invitation if you'd like to continue your healing journey with me. And you can also work with me one-on-one for 90 days if you like. You'll find all the links in the description and in the pinned comment. So one of the problems I see with many Bach Flower practitioners is that they try to study Bach Flower remedies the way they would study mathematics. They think it requires special techniques and case studies, but Bach Flower remedies are not mathematics. Studying the remedies themselves isn't actually that difficult. It's very often not a question of technique and stuff like that. There are very specific cues for very specific remedies. If someone is terrified of spiders, mimulus comes to mind. If someone cannot stop thinking, white chestnut comes to mind. The remedies themselves are beautifully simple. There are only 38 remedies for 38 states, and you either hear the cue, you observe a certain behavior, or sometimes it can be very helpful to read a little bit between the lines. Now that part isn't that complicated. What I think deserves much more attention is not studying the remedies or the cues. It is really studying yourself, your own self-knowledge, the way you look at life, learning how to truly listen to another person, learning how to hold back, learning how to be patient, learning how to let things unfold, learning how to hear what is being said beneath the words, learning how to recognize suffering, hope, resistance, grief, fear, guilt, or exhaustion when they appear in different forms. Because the human emotional landscape cannot simply be captured by a few umbrella terms. And this is why I have never really been a great fan of case studies. They simplify things. It's not because they're useless, but because people sometimes begin to believe there is just one correct answer. As if healing were a mathematical process, I may choose completely different remedies than you would choose for yourself or your clients, and another practitioner may choose completely different remedies from me. And all three approaches may be perfectly valid. Because we are not solving equations, we are meeting human beings. And human beings are infinitely more mysterious than formulas. Even in things like homeopathy, there is often much more theory, there's more rules to pay attention to. And then if you move into things like stone elixirs, there are hardly any hard rules at all. Because life itself refuses to be reduced into a system. Ultimately, I believe Bach Flower Remedies ask something much deeper from us, not simply to memorize keywords, but to understand life, to understand ourselves, to become quieter, to listen more carefully, to respect nature's rhythm, to read between the lines, to recognize what is really being said. And perhaps that is exactly why Dr. Bach himself kept things so simple, because the remedies are not really the difficult part. The difficult part is becoming the kind of person who can truly see another human being. Thank you so much for being here with me. I loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.